Taking the barricade. Follow me.
Next on the When Good Ideas Go Bad file is Turning Point, Follow Liberty. This game seeks to slap a new twist on the World War II shooter, a subgenre that should have died at least 4 years ago, by creating an alternate history where the Nazis, having conquered all of Europe, invade the United States next. Actually, it's a sound idea that I'm shocked never came up sooner, and it would make for one hell of a cool Wolfenstein sequel. But Turning Point scarcely does the premise any real justice, and there aren't any Third Reich reanimated undead Vikings to enhance the cool factor any further. Now again, I'll go on record as Mr. Nice Guy and rag on reviews so negative that this game must surely cause mad cow disease merely by playing it. For example, the harshest of the harsh over at GameSpot, where apparently they neither enjoy playing video games nor reviewing them in a timely fashion, gave this one a 4.5 out of 10. But reviewing games ain't an exact science, so let me just give you the positives and the uber plentiful negatives where Turning Point is concerned. First of all, for having such a cool premise, the game is so short on story and character development that you might as well place it alongside the likes of the original Doom in terms of its storytelling chops. Seriously, you'll learn as much by just reading the manual as you will by playing the game. But at least things kick off fairly decently, what with your character, a New York City construction worker, being trapped atop an unfinished high-rise when dear old Fritz begins his invasion, complete with attack planes and armored zeppelins. Yeah, the Zeppelin part is just plain silly, I know, but this game is blissfully unaware of that fact. Anyway, things are all downhill, no pun intended, by the time you reach the base of the assaulted building, and immediately find yourself in the shoes of Captain Commando, blasting Nazi scum like you're B.J. Blazkowicz himself, despite the fact that, for all we know as gamers, you're just an average Joe. It doesn't make sense, and neither does the fact that your legend as a resistance fighter grows to such a degree that you're America's best and final hope, even to the beleaguered military just a few missions later. Lame, granted, but even Half-Life is guilty of similar sins, so let's face facts. But Half-Life, this is not. The gameplay is fairly straightforward, offering next to nothing you haven't seen before, except perhaps for grapple kills that, I'll grant you, can be kind of cool in a PG-13 sort of way, and situations during which you may opt to use one of Uwe Boll's forefathers as a human shield. That's a neat idea on paper, sure, but you'll never actually need to use it. The grapple moves, on the other hand, do come very much in handy, considering the fact that the game is so stingy with ammunition, you might think it's shooting for a whole survival horror vibe. Just plain weird for an FPS, don't you think? But after the first few mission objectives, things get a little more interesting, and killing Nazis becomes a tad more fun in almost imperceptible ways. The fact that I didn't hate this game still bothers me, truth be told, since I can't exactly point my finger at why certain moments actually elicited some pleasure in me. The aforementioned grapples are admittedly cool, and there are sequences like the one during which you find yourself sniping SS stormtroopers in an abandoned subway tunnel that really do provide you with a sense of what this game might have been, had it either had more time to cook, or had it been given the attention that it truly deserved. Still, there's no getting past the awful checkpoint system, which punishes you for your missteps. If you get killed during a given mission, you may find yourself restarting the game 20 or 30 minutes earlier. Unacceptable, just to use one descriptive. Fucking ridiculous is another, and I think it's just a pitiful design decision by the devs to lengthen the playtime of the single-player campaign, which is regretfully brief, unless of course you share GameSpot's opinion, in which case it's mercifully brief, and may spare you from that aforementioned mad cow affliction. I guess that depends on how nice you are, and as I've said before, I'm kind of a glasses half full kind of guy. Factor into this equation some graphics that look damn near last gen and music and sound effects that don't really stand out in any way, and yeah, despite all my best attempts to imitate Jesus Christ and proclaim that all is forgiven, I just can't do that in good conscience. If you absolutely love shooters and must play each new edition, then I admittedly fall into that category. And if you find this at a local bargain bin, I say give it a go. Provided, of course, you haven't yet had your fill of Nazi murder and are willing to overlook some deep-seated flaws inherent in the game's design. I don't hate it, but that's not a recommendation. Schnell!